What if I told you that the most terrifying discovery in human history wasn't made on a planet? It wasn't found on Mars. It wasn't hidden beneath the ice of Europa. It wasn't lurking inside the storms of Jupiter. It was discovered in the darkness beyond the solar system itself. A place so distant, so cold, and so hostile that no human being will ever see it with their own eyes. In 2018, Voyager 2 crossed a border that had protected humanity for billions of years. And what it found on the other side changed our understanding of space forever. Because beyond the edge of the solar system, there is no safety, only the abyss. For decades, scientists believed they understood where our solar system ended. The sun dominates everything around us. Its gravity controls the planets. Its light illuminates the darkness. Its magnetic field stretches billions of kilometers into space. Together, these forces create a giant protective bubble known as the heliosphere. Imagine an invisible shield surrounding our entire solar system. A vast magnetic fortress carved into the galaxy by the solar wind. Every second, the sun blasts millions of tons of charged particles outward in every direction. These particles race through space at incredible speeds, pushing against the interstellar medium beyond. The result is a gigantic bubble that shields us from much of the deadly radiation flooding through the Milky Way. For billions of years, every planet, moon, asteroid, and comet we have ever known existed inside this cosmic sanctuary. But every fortress has a wall, and every wall has an edge. In 1977, humanity launched Voyager 2. At the time, nobody expected the spacecraft to survive this long. Its mission was simple: visit Jupiter, visit Saturn, then continue onward until its power finally died. Instead, Voyager 2 became the only spacecraft in history to visit all 4 giant planets. It flew past Jupiter's endless storms. It witnessed the majestic rings of Saturn. It revealed Uranus in stunning detail, and it gave humanity its first close look at Neptune. Then it kept going. Year after year, decade after decade, further into the darkness, further away from home, until eventually it approached the edge of the sun's kingdom. Scientists expected a boundary. What they did not expect was how violent that boundary would be. As Voyager 2 approached the outer limits of the heliosphere, its instruments began recording something strange. The solar wind was slowing down. The charged particles streaming from the sun were losing their strength. It was as if the spacecraft was moving through an invisible current flowing against it. Then suddenly everything changed. On November 5th, 2018, Voyager 2 crossed the heliopause, the official edge of the heliosphere, the border between our solar system and interstellar space. After traveling for more than 40 years, humanity had finally stepped outside the protective bubble of its star. And what waited there was terrifying. The first thing Voyager 2 detected was a massive increase in cosmic radiation. These are not ordinary particles. Many originate from exploding stars. Some come from ancient supernovae that died millions of years ago. Others may have been accelerated by black holes and violent stellar collisions. They travel through the galaxy at nearly the speed of light, invisible bullets crossing the cosmos. Inside the heliosphere, much of this radiation is deflected away by the sun's magnetic shield. Outside the heliosphere, there is nowhere to hide. Voyager 2 reported that cosmic ray levels increased dramatically after crossing the boundary. It was like stepping outside a house during a hurricane, except the hurricane consists of particles capable of damaging electronics, destroying DNA and killing living cells. The deeper you travel into interstellar space, the worse it becomes. And that creates a terrifying problem. One day, humanity dreams of reaching other stars. But between us and those stars lies an ocean of radiation, unlike anything humans have ever experienced. The heliosphere is not just a border, it is a lifeline. Without it, the galaxy becomes far more dangerous. But radiation was only the beginning. Voyager 2 discovered something even stranger. The density of space itself suddenly increased. That sounds impossible. After all, space is supposed to be empty. Yet outside the heliosphere, Voyager detected far more particles than scientists expected. The spacecraft had entered the local interstellar medium, a vast ocean of gas, dust, magnetic fields, and ancient stellar debris stretching between the stars. This region is so enormous that light takes years to cross it. And yet even here, in the emptiest environment imaginable, invisible structures exist. Magnetic rivers, shockwaves, clouds of charged particles, ghostly remnants left behind by stars that died long before Earth even existed. The galaxy is not empty. It is alive with invisible weather, and Voyager 2 had sailed directly into it. Then came one of the most surprising discoveries of all. Scientists expected the magnetic field outside the heliosphere to point in a completely different direction. But when Voyager crossed the boundary, the magnetic field barely changed. The results shocked researchers. It suggested that the sun's magnetic bubble and the galaxy beyond were somehow connected in ways we still do not fully understand. The edge of our solar system was not a clean dividing line. It was more like two oceans colliding, a chaotic frontier where stellar forces wrestle against galactic forces, a place where the influence of our star slowly dissolves into the influence of the Milky Way. Even today, scientists are still trying to understand exactly what Voyager found there. And perhaps the most unsettling fact is this: Voyager 2 has only just begun its journey. Think about that for a moment. 49 years of travel, more than 20 billion kilometers crossed, the exploration of 4 giant planets, the crossing of the heliopause, and yet Voyager 2 remains incredibly close to home on the scale of the galaxy. If the solar system were the size of a coin, Voyager would still be standing on its edge. The nearest star is over 4 light years away. At Voyager's current speed, it would take tens of thousands of years to get there. Human civilization itself is younger than that. The distances separating the stars are so vast that they make our entire history seem insignificant. And that may be Voyager's greatest discovery. Not a measurement, not a photograph, not a scientific reading. Perspective. For centuries, humanity imagined itself at the center of everything. Then astronomy revealed we orbit an ordinary star. Voyager went even further. It showed us that our star itself exists, inside a tiny bubble floating within a gigantic galaxy. A galaxy that is only one among hundreds of billions of others. The spacecraft is still moving today. Its instruments are still listening, still measuring, still sending whispers back across the darkness. Each message takes nearly a full day to reach Earth. A conversation stretched across the void. But eventually those whispers will stop. Its power source is fading. One by one, the instruments will go silent. The spacecraft will become cold, dark, and dead. Yet even after that moment arrives, Voyager 2 will continue drifting through the galaxy for thousands, millions, perhaps billions of years, long after our cities are gone, long after our languages are forgotten, long after Earth itself has changed beyond recognition. Voyager 2 will remain, a tiny piece of humanity wandering between the stars. And somewhere ahead, hidden in the darkness beyond the solar system, more mysteries are waiting. Because Voyager did not find the end, it found the beginning of an ocean so vast, so ancient, and so unknown that we have only taken our very first step into it. And that may be the most terrifying discovery of all.